Hello and welcome to a new video. A lot has changed since my first guide for our best cookie cutter build, One with the Light, and in this video I want to give you all updates including new gear, rotation, changes for my Mystic Enchants, as well as the importance of spell penetration and my thoughts about it on World of Warcraft Bronzebeard Warcraft Reborn. So let's dive in to get you raid ready for Molten Core. First, I want to give you an update about my recent gear. I now have two different setups I use. One is going for a pure strength and attack power setup, which hit and expertise caps me, as you can see here. If we go with Seal of Vengeance, we're expertise capped and hit capped. For this, I use the Lionheart Helm of Expert Might with the Rogue at Enchant Death's Embrace for more expertise and attack power, the Insignia of the Shifting Sands from Thetis, Black Dragon Scale Shoulders of Strength, this is a crafted piece. I use the 2-set bonus together with the breastplate. I have the breastplate of the Tiger here. Eskander's Pelt from Lord Kazakh, Swift Flight Braces of the Tiger, once again with agility and strength, the Sinrock mythic version right now, the ascended version isn't dropped yet for me, the Firebrand Libram with a +8 crit enchant, the Forbidden Fruit. This trinket is insanely good. The on-use effect does so much AoE damage, it's even good on single target, and it can crit for up to 1.5k damage, insane. I use the Premium Banana, this increases our strength by 90 for 20 seconds, great trinket, insane attack power boost. The Seal of the Gurubashi Berserker in the Ascended version, the Warrior's Band, you can buy this in Orgrimmar. Here is a vendor which sells the string for 600 gold. Imperial Plate Boots, another crafted piece, I use the strength and the crit rating version of it. Titanic Leggings, once again with the Death's Embrace enchant. Crusader's Girdle, this is from Exalted Argent Dawn. And the Shadow Panther Hide Gloves in the Ascended version for attack power, crit and strength. This got nerfed a little bit, we lost a bit crit on it, but still biz at the moment. As you can see, this is a lot of crafted gear here, it's really expensive, so if you are looking for a cheaper setup, you can go into my first guide for One with the Light. Here you will find a bit weaker, but also absolutely viable setup, which is way cheaper to get and also really good. Just use the mythic versions of the gear shown in the video, if possible, to increase your damage. I also suggest to use the Forbidden Fruit, this trinket here, because it's just too good to pass. And you can get the hit cap in the setup with Zul'Gurub enchants. The damage is still really good with this. The main reason for it is the set bonus of the dungeon set, which is really good in AoE setups and is overlooked often, so give it a try for sure if you don't want to use this expensive setup here. But way more interesting is the second setup I want to talk with you about. I use a spell penetration set now. I will talk about the importance of spell penetration for paladins after I have shown you the gear here. As you can see, it's nearly the same gear. I just swapped out my Premium Banana for Pip's Redstone to get more spell penetration, and I use another set of rings. I use the Band of Rumination here, which gives me more spell penetration, and the God of Nose ring to get expertise capped, because I need this to hit the cap, because I'm an undead paladin. If you're human, you don't need this, but I will stay undead. With the setup here, I'm hitting the spell penetration cap of 60 to have our holy damage not mitigated. So first, why should we use a spell penetration setup? I recently looked into the Discord server of Ascension and saw some good paladin mains bringing this topic about spell penetration up. Holy resistance is normally not a part of World of Warcraft Classic, as most of you probably know, but on Ascension and its client, bosses have a built-in holy resistance. This means we have mitigated damage on all our spells, especially our One with the Light build, which gives our physical spells like Divine Storm and Crusader Strike a scaling spell power part, is affected by this. Obviously, also our normal holy spells like Exorcism, Hammer of Wrath and so on. Because of this, we want to get 60 spell penetration as a stat to reach our spell pen cap and get the full potential out of our spells. As shown in the gear part with the two trinkets here, Forbidden Fruit, Pip's Redstone and the Ring Band of Rumination from UBRS, you can also use the heroic version, you will hit this cap. All bosses on Ascension with a level of 60 plus upwards, so 63 plus and so on, will have this holy resistance, so with this cap of 60, our damage won't be mitigated anymore. All good so far, right? Well, I have a little problem with the setup right now, because we have to sacrifice a lot of our main stats for reaching that spell pen cap, which mitigates only a part of our damage. As you probably know, strength is our main stat, followed by crit, to reach our multipliers fast. Every point of strength scales into 2 attack power. With our active Blessing of Kings, which gives us 10% more stats, and our Mystic Enchant Divine Strength, which we use in all our builds, we get another 15% of strength, which we both have permanent up. This means every point of strength equals about 2.56 attack power. So with the spell pen setup, I sacrificed about 230 AP from my banana before wings, because we have 90 strength here every 2 minutes, which we activate, and a lot of AP from my rings, so about 300 attack power is wasted to reach our spell penetration cap. In my opinion, with our current gear options, that can't be our best slot setup. But don't get me wrong, it's absolutely viable to use it, so feel free to go for it if you want to. When I test both setups on a training dummy, I get about the same results. I tested both setups, one my setup with only strength and one my setup with my spell penetration. As you can see, with my strength setup on a level 63 target dummy, I peak at about 2.4k DPS without weight buffs, only with kings. But the same goes for my spell penetration setup, so I also hit about 2.4k DPS, so there is not really a difference for now in my opinion. Both setups are viable. The spell penetration one requires a bit more grind in terms of marks of ascension because it has more world forged items in it, but on the other hand it's way cheaper than the strength setup, so go for it if you don't want to spend the time to grind the gold. Maybe bosses in Molten Core will be calculated different in the future, where it will be more important. Also the junior mallet as a weapon, which a lot of you use, also benefits from it, but I don't use it at this point because I get more damage with my mythics and rock. But I think this finding about spell penetration is really great. With future gear, we probably get spell pen in items combined with the stats we want. I hope in tier sets, for example. With this knowledge, we can adjust our future biz list with new gear to reach that cap as well, and we will get more damage overall as a red paladin. Also on top of the paladins in the Discord server, thanks to Gatsu who talked with me about it, who is well connected in the Paladin community. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for more World of Warcraft content. If you're interested in learning where to find Mystic Enchants, make sure to subscribe to my second channel, where I upload daily videos how to find those hidden Mystic Scrolls in Warcraft Reborn. Thanks for supporting me. Next, I want to look into our Mythic Enchant setup. I haven't changed much as you can see, but a small change comes in form of our rare enchants. I don't use the Mystic Enchant for Consecration anymore, instead I swapped it out for Seal of Vengeance in my AoE setup here, to be more flexible in Mythic dungeons as well as raid encounters with single target and cleave. This allows me to swap between Seal of Command and Seal of Vengeance when needed, and to be fully viable in both scenarios on raid encounters. For single target, I also adjusted my Mystic Enchant setup. This change I already mentioned of course with Seal of Vengeance, but I also finally gave in to all of you who want me to use the Mystic Enchant Wrathful Exorcism. On a pure single target fight, it is more DPS to be able to use Hammer of Wrath every time after we press Exorcism, and it's more damage than Divine Storm procs from Divine Resurgence. This only goes for single target. On AoE scenarios I still use Divine Resurgence over it, but on pure single target it's more DPS for sure. You really have to manage your mana with this and keep Divine Plea on cooldown because it uses a lot up of your mana. For pure single target fights like world bosses, it's really good. Every time we have some cleave or AoE fights, I use my AoE setup. Next, for rotation. This is a part I did in all my other builds, but not in my one with the light build, so let's make up for that now. For rotation, we have a priority system. Our prior system looks like this. On single target, we use Seal of Vengeance and use Exorcism into Hammer of Wrath when we have the rune, otherwise skip. Judgment, Divine Storm, Crusader Strike, Holy Wrath, Hammer of Light, Consecration. Use Avenging Wrath combined with Bloodlust or on pull together with your trinkets. Use Divine Plea when you have no other button to press in between to keep your mana going. On AoE, we use Seal of Command. First, Hammer of Light into Holy Wrath, Divine Storm, Consecration, Crusader Strike, Judgment, Exorcism. When your Divine Resurgence procs, use Divine Storm again in between. Use Avenging Wrath combined with Bloodlust, or when a lot of cleave is necessary together with your trinkets, and once again, use Divine Plea when you have no other button to press in between to keep your mana going. What I do most of the time as an opener, I throw my Hammer of Light while I walk to the boss, and I judge before I reach the boss, then I activate my wings when in position, and I do my prior order from shown before. And That's my update for One with the Light. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this useful, consider to like and subscribe for more World of Warcraft Bronzebeard content. Special thanks goes out to my channel members who support me with the hard-earned real-life money, especially Nerdman, Aussie, Soul 3 and Jake Collis 54 and 52 for being high-tier supporter.